speaker is always very tough. Either you make it or you don't make it because people are starting to fall asleep. I'll try my best. Let me share with you this agenda, give you a little bit of introduction to iGlobe Partners, statistic on women entrepreneur, a case study that we have invested in one of the women entrepreneur. All those problems that Angie has mentioned, I will give you the motivation and the criteria to be a successful woman entrepreneur. And obviously, something for us to take home, a platform for networking. Now, founded in 1999, iGlobe is a leading Asia-Pacific venture capital firm with a global footprint. We are headquartered in Singapore with presence in Silicon Valley, Shanghai, and Auckland. Our team comprises of a group of multicultural, multidisciplinary partners having very deep global technology investment experience. Now, our focus is in digital media, mobile content, as well as healthcare and IT. And incidentally, my managing partner is a lady, I'm a lady, and we have a couple of operating partners who are lady. Okay, now iGlobe, and Anico is actually, we are very privileged to have Anico sitting on our board as our advisory and investment committee. iGlobe's extensive international relationships have enabled us to work with successful emerging growth companies, with passionate entrepreneurs, with ambition for global expansion. iGlobe is also one of the very few key Asian-based fund managers with cross-border experience and track record. Now, when Annie extended the invitation to me and I was given this topic, I was initially wondering if I could get enough statistics on the women entrepreneurship. I've hoped that in this audience there are more women, but unfortunately we do not have that, but never mind. In my own industry, that is private equity as well as venture capital, it was not so easy to identify women VC entrepreneurs. I remember many years ago when I attended a Singapore Venture Capital Association dinner, and when I stepped in, I could only see a sea of men in jackets. So I asked, am I in the wrong room? The answer was obviously, I was not. It was just that there are a handful of women private equity VCs professionals. But don't be despaired. So I decided to do some research and found that women entrepreneur in Asia is in the teens, and it is even higher than in the EU and North America. So what next? I went on to find a statistic on how many women entrepreneurs have iGlobe invested and mentored over the last years. Again, I did not find that many, just a handful. But here's the good news. All those who invested in were successful. Right, I will share with you a case study and hope to be able to give you some pointers as to why this entrepreneur is successful. But now, let me just share with you some of the reasons I found out why women make better entrepreneurs. These are just some reasons, but however, due to the interest of time, I'm just going to elaborate only on the two or three points. The first one, better connectors. Now, a stronger network means they will be better resourced throughout the life of the venture. By leveraging their connections, they will have to reinvent the real lesson and learn fewer lessons the hard way. Just like what Aniko said, she met Angie 10 years ago, and today when she has this platform, she remembered, Angie, I met you 10 years ago, why not get her on board? That's called better connections, better database. Number two I'm going to talk about is women take others into consideration. They build businesses that deliver value for multiple stakeholders. They are out not for purely their own gains, but put others first attitude will net tremendous loyalty for the business in the long run. And point number six, second guess themselves. What do you mean by ladies second guess themselves? They actually consult others about important decisions to make sure they aren't overlooking something. And they will not be afraid to change course if new information or learning is actually brought to light. So these are some of the general reasons why women make better entrepreneurs. Now let us run through the case study iGlobe invested in this woman entrepreneur who basically runs a Southeast Asia premier online beauty and skincare store. right? It is headquartered in Singapore. It was set up in 2011, has currently a headcount of 30 people, and within a short 18 months operates in 8 countries. It offers the largest selection of online beauty products, partnered with over 105 brands. And the market size for Southeast Asia in terms of online beauty and skincare is estimated to be about 9.5 billion in 2016. And obviously, this company has been supported by very strong investors. Founded in 2011, it was funded by angel investors and incubator fund. In a short span in 2013 and 2014, it has garnered very strong investments from Japanese conglomerate. Now, I looked through the case. I wanted to understand why is it that this entrepreneur is different. Now, networking is definitely crucial, as all of us know. But I think even above that, it is learning how to sell yourself. Some of the reasons for success: passionate and driven. I'm sure Yani, being her own entrepreneur, being a CEO, she's definitely very passionate and driven as well. This CEO of mine, really passionate and very driven, sell herself well, focus and has sense of urgency, building a great team, transparency and honest, and obviously leverage on network connections smartly. So I'm just going to touch on 2 points again to share with you what do I mean by that. Now, networking is crucial, but I think above all, it is to how to sell yourself. Remember the slides that Angie was also mentioning, we tend to actually not do this so well for women. A lot of us think, I think a lot of us do have that trouble, especially for women, because we have in mind that we must step back, right? Now, knowing when a door is opening or an opportunity is presenting itself and being able to take advantage of that has, in my really opinion, a very big factor for success in this entrepreneur. In Asian countries, women tend to be humble and less aggressive. It's a value that we need to be behind a man, supporting them rather than compete with them. So I feel this woman has really stepped out of her comfort zone and believe she as a woman can do great things and be successful too. How about transparency and honest both with the team and the investors? This is not necessarily female specific, but I think a lot of startups tends to hide things from their investors and their team. And it really comes back to bite you after a while, right? Now, being transparent with everyone has been a really good strategy for the entrepreneur. Next is about building a great team. I think it's really important, one, identify one's weaknesses and needs early on and assess those that is ongoing basis. I think one of my panel speakers, Katie, also mentioned something like initially when she started in a company, she thought she's the manager and she can do anything, the rest listen to her. That does not work. It's a great team. Fortunately, Katie realizes that early, and this is why she's where she is today. Right, so I know that this woman entrepreneur would not disagree with me that her success is not her alone, but because of her team, without which I don't think she would be anywhere near where she is today. Be honest about your weakness and find people you can trust to fill in the gaps. It will be a smoother route to walk. Last but not least, when to fire, move on from someone and not be so easy. Now, I think women in general need to please or build a cohesion, right? More than men. And this is pretty scientific, apparently. And I know it is hard for this entrepreneur to actually face the music when she fires someone when she thinks it's not suitable. But I think for the sake of the company, for the sake of the organization, it is better to do it sooner than later. And these are some of the reasons why I think this entrepreneur has been really successful. And these are some of the pointers I think a lot of the women entrepreneurs can take home with, you know. Right, so with that, I actually want to share with you one of the quotes by a very successful Singaporean entrepreneur, Miss Olivia Lam. She's actually the CEO of High Flux Singapore, a very leading provider of integrated water management and environmental solutions with operations and projects in many countries like Singapore, Southeast Asia, China, India, Algeria, the Middle East, as well as North Africa. Olivia credits growing up in poverty, as well as experience selling goods on the street when she was a teenager, as creating the guts she would need to become a successful entrepreneur. Quote, "It is a matter not just of vision and talent, but of relentless collaboration and systematic networking that helps entrepreneurs, women or not, to transform ideas into real businesses." So this brings me to share with you a platform that iGlobe has been very active over the last few years. This is the Singapore Chinese Chamber of Commerce and Industry Career Women Group, in Chinese, 新加坡中华总商会事业女性组. It is a platform that career women learn, share views, and exchange knowledge. Many activities have been organized, and for the last 2 years, we have put together the annual International Women's Day in Singapore. My managing partner, Ms. Subun Ko, has invited successful women entrepreneurs to this conference. We were privileged this year to especially invited the CEO of New Hope Group, as well as the CFO of Baidu, to join us as speakers. Now, so CWG promotes 4 core values, which is virtue, 德, wisdom, 智, fellowship, 勤, and grace, 美. So basically, for the third section, we have subsections. For virtue, we actually contribute to society and we foster community engagement. So we organize a lot of activities. We go to the prison and help those people behind to really find purpose in life. In terms of wisdom, we actually promote knowledge, share with them on women entrepreneurship as well as leadership. So there's a platform for the women to share. In terms of fellowship, we constantly give and organize activities so that women can leverage the collective wisdom of women to build a global network. And obviously for May, which is cultivating virtue, poise and elegance, we organize activities for beauty, cooking class, how to hold yourself well. And so based on all these core values, the CWG created a lot of events for women to interact. And I'm pretty confident as the last few years and the many more years to go, as iGlobe is very involved in this platform, we will forge more friendship and business for our women. Right, so in summary, be passionate and focused, believe you have great potential and dare to dream and unleash the power of women. Highlight your strengths and together build an effective team to fill the gaps and drive for results. Not forgetting to constantly build enduring connections through networking. And important of it all, do it with grace. Make the difference through passion, empathy, and integrity. To conclude, I would like to leave you with this quote from Hillary Clinton. Study after study has documented that when women have the opportunity to start businesses, own land, and receive credit, entire economies expand. Thank you very much for having me here today and your patience and support to sit through this session. Thank you.
Thank you.